What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another Hasan video. More Pegasus, of course. And oh man, oh man, oh man, the comments are wild. Like I told you that with this one commenter, I don't delete comments, man. I really don't. That's like for pussies, okay? Like if you are saying something inappropriate on there, YouTube flags everything, much like they do people's videos, and they delete it. So maybe don't say colorful words or naughty things, and your comments won't get deleted. And to a lot of you other people, for needing an education to comment on people's very obvious and horrible takes, such as the defending of October 7th, if like people on a certain political side, such as January 6th, if January 6th defenders, right, are horrible, horrible people, and nothing bad happened on January 7th, except for, of course, that one innocent lady getting shot in the neck by the Capitol police officer, who should have went to jail. Well, how are you going to defend Hasan's, like, October 7th take? That's kind of asinine, considering he outwardly said, oh yeah, it was okay, doesn't matter if there's hatred there. Like, really? Really? So ridiculous. You're defending a man who defends literally Houthi terrorists, Hamas terrorists, Hezbollah terrorists, people who go around killing people and raping people. Man, y'all don't exist. No way you people are real. And if you are, whoo, you might need a psych ward. But before we get fully into this, guys, make sure you check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. If you don't know what W is basically an energy drink supplement company. They have zero sugar, non-jitters. They have a whole bunch of different flavors. New one that just came out was sour gummy bears. Go check it out and use my code. Now let's see a banger of a video that More Pegasus got.
A series so ghostly, even King Boo subscribed.
Ooh, where was me? Updated.
Video, Hasan has finally given his speech at Stanford University.
Oh, I bet it's gonna be bad. I bet it's gonna be bad.
His speech is introduced by another
Hey, look.
Hasan Glazer, who's facing 3 years in prison for multiple felonies. Sounds like a Hasan fan.
This is gonna be great. Yes, it does.
NPCs in the audience are loving Hasan's cosplay. Hasan
looks like a fucking Chinese dictator.
About America bad and tries to make a shot collar joke.
Oh God.
Absolutely nobody cares. He talks about his Cuba trip again and
claims of course he does.
About US veterans.
He don't care.
Cap.
Go enjoy your fucking PTSD, asshole. You.
Base? He tries to be.
Yeah, I was just about to say the dude literally does not care about freaking like any U.S. servicemen at all. The dude said that we deserve 9/11 and they deserve PTSD. Dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Are you forgetting the lies that you say?
Relatable, talking about expensive healthcare as a multi-millionaire.
Love it.
Learns that he's allied with Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit and Sneeko. The
Oh God.
Love him. He enjoys them trashing right-wingers.
Of course, Myron is a Muslim, so that makes sense.
After they deny the Holocaust, he talks about believing in the goodness of people like Sneeko.
Yeah, no, Sneeko's just retarded.
Threats on Twitter for his opinion on the World of Warcraft Pride event. Subscribe.
World of Warcraft has gotten like so woke, and it is insane. Like, there's nothing wrong with adding like gay stuff or like lesbian stuff, even tranny stuff, right? That's totally fine. But when you're shoving it down people's throats and you're trying to force other people to like accept it and like be it or some shit, it's like, man, that's where you start like losing people's like okayness with shit.
And they release JoJo Part 7.
I've never watched that anime.
Netflix will not fuck this up.
Yes, yes they will.
They already did.
Netflix fucks up a lot of shit.
Now let's begin. Right, so last time Hasan was scheduled to give a speech at Stanford University.
Oh, this is so good.
He was actually crying and complaining because they reduced his venue size to 300 people. He claimed it was sold out.
Actually, I think it was 350, but they might have lowered it again.
And everybody was lining up to see him. Free event, by the way.
This literally was a 1,000 person venue that was fucking sold out. They swapped it to a 350-person venue instead.
Probably
So
because you didn't
now,
have people coming.
approximately 700 people that got tickets to go to this event are not going to be able to attend.
Anyways, the day has.
How do you reimburse something that's free, my guy? Like literally, how do you do that? How do you reimburse something to somebody that didn't pay a single dime? Just curious.
Finally come, and Hasan has given a speech, and oh boy, the college students are cooked.
We're headed to Stanford University campus. I've never been. I can already feel the evil energy in the air as soon as we enter the campus premises. The next war criminal is currently going to a class right now.
Are you serious?
The next big Peter Thiel is going to be here.
Yeah, Hasan, what you're talking about is the dark energy evil aura, which is actually just you walking onto campus, right? We all know Hasan
Oh
has
my
got
God.
demon vibes. If Hasan was
Demon
a
time.
cartoon character, there would be like a thunderstorm following him around at all times. He's kind of like Dio from JoJo because, you know, he abuses dogs, but instead of being intimidating and formidable, he's just sort of a clown. Anyway, so it turns out there's actually another guy who gave a speech before Hasan in order to, like, set him up or introduce him or whatever. And apparently this dude is facing 3 years in prison for his college protest or whatever. So let's just go.
I'm so curious on what he did for him to get prison time, but good on you, Stanford. That makes you look so fucking good. Yeah, let's have somebody who like is getting ready to do some prison time. Either they didn't do their research or like this is a good way to be edgy.
Through this real quick.
Working families are struggling to afford rent. We in the Bay Area are facing the worst affordability crisis for housing in the whole nation. Each year, healthcare becomes more and more expensive. Millions of working people are struggling to meet their basic needs, all while the billionaires, the ones who always put their hand on the scale of our legislature, are only getting wealthier.
I mean, true, I agree.
I agree too. What about the millionaires there, bud, like Hasan, who doesn't donate a single dime, who doesn't do any kind of charity donations, he doesn't do any charity events. Like he doesn't do anything with his money, much like a lot of millionaires and billionaires. Oh wait, billionaires for the most part create companies which then create jobs. You got to look at it like this. It's the states and the state legislatures who then decide to start taxing employers, such as, you know, buildings, retail locations, gas stations, everything, right? These people are being taxed out of existence, which is exactly why a lot of places are now forcing doors closed and having to leave areas because the taxation is so fucking high. Which is why, in my opinion, taxing shouldn't even exist. Because clearly our government does not use taxes for what it's meant for, which is for our roads, our bridges, our infrastructure, and a whole lot of other stuff, right? For the most part, most of it is just going in, lining their pockets so they can fly on their private jets all across the world and do all their little, like, you know, interviews and shit. So it's like, yeah, no. So it's not necessarily entirely the billionaires. I mean, it's a good portion of them, not all of them, but at the same time, billionaires, and you can even say some millionaires, are employing people. If we like tax them out of existence, who's employing who at that point in time? Other than the government, which then means you're now in a communist dystopia and basically we're going to be living like the Cuban people. Or like the Chinese people. The Chinese people are a little bit better off, but even then, they're still fucking miserable.
I think Hasan should actually redistribute his wealth as well. And you know who
there we go.
else should help out? Fucking Stanford, dude. Lower their damn fees. Have you guys seen how much they charge?
College tuition. What? If colleges care so much about education, why is education not free then? Right? It makes no sense. Oh, wait, that's right. They're teachers who need a salary, who need to be able to pay their bills as well. Ha!
Google, for the 2026-2027 academic year, the total estimated cost of attendance for undergraduate American students is approximately like $100K annually before
That's
financial aid.
ridiculous.
Now, they have like a robust financial aid program, but let's be honest,
No,
most
they
people
don't.
are not getting that.
Oh,
Now,
hell
for
no.
example, if I wanted to attend, right, international students exceed $100K annually. So this shit would
That's
be like
ridiculous.
$400-500K for a degree, bro. Absolutely diabolical. How do they do this? This is literally daylight robbery. They expect students to pay $500K, bro. You can't can't make this shit up.
No, not the students, the parents. It's the parents who pay. Unless the kids can get some kind of like, tuition or some kind of like, voucher or something like that. Nope.
I'm sorry for a little bit of a tangent, but oh my god, this is the biggest waste of money
It
you'll
is.
ever make in your life.
They
right?
brainwash
If you're
people.
actually
They
contemplating
turn them into
becoming
that.
a student watching this, and you're contemplating going to one of these expensive universities, please don't. Just pick a cheap one. Education is something you give yourself, all right? Through YouTube videos, all right? These damn
Read some
institutions
books.
Ain't teaching you shit, let's be honest. They're teaching you to become Hasan like your things, all right? Look.
They're teaching you to hate America, hate Americans, hate yourself. Like, oh, hey, don't sit there and hear facts and don't believe facts. No, facts bad. Facts very, very bad.
Look at these fucking NPC bots in the audience, which we'll look at, right? Now, of course, if you're getting a useful degree that isn't gender studies or whatever, you can go for it, but still, I wouldn't recommend spending 500 fucking K. And the thing is, you're not.
It's cheaper just to buy the
500K
books they
after you
use and then
graduate,
just
right?
read.
People cope so hard, like, actually, after 10 years after I graduate, I will probably break even. Congrats, you spent 15 years of your life to break even, and then maybe start earning. Like, education should not cost that much, okay? This is probably the biggest scam in history, and everybody falls for it. It's actually crazy. No,
I
you're
didn't.
just a YouTuber. Okay, man. Okay, go ahead. Go spend 500K, all right? Don't cry in 10 years when Pegasus warned you, all right? Also, just to clarify, I'm not saying don't go to university. Obviously, you need to get a job. Not everybody can be a fucking YouTuber, obviously, but just don't waste all your money on it. Like, you could
Most
probably get,
YouTubers
like,
have
a
normal
from, like,
jobs.
a cheaper institution, right? Anyway, so then this guy talks about his charges. He's facing 3 years in prison because of something. I'm assuming this is like college protests or whatever, and I find it hilarious they're just allowing this guy to speak and essentially inspire more of these protests or whatever.
We have seen Stanford cut funding from grad programs, disciplining progressive protesters for standing for justice, and perhaps most critically, criminalizing pro-Palestine students and systematically attempting to repress our voices. I myself,
When has that ever happened?
Students and alumni of Stanford University who are currently facing 3 years in prison on 2 felony counts for a sit-in at the university president's office in 2024.
For a sit-in, I call bullshit. I really do. You ain't getting felony charges for a sit-in. You must have assaulted somebody, or you, because not even if you like insulted someone or threatened them, you had to assault somebody or even a police officer. If you're getting 3 years, which granted, guaranteed, he's not gonna get 3 years. He ain't gonna get any jail time or prison time or anything like that at all. He's just gonna get like a slap on the wrist and don't do that again. Like, so I don't think he's gonna get 3 years. And if anything, he's probably even lying, especially if all he did was a sit-in. That might just be like a sympathy take, like, oh, me and other people like me because we're Muslim and we're brown. We're getting 3 years in prison because the system's unfair. Dude, you're in college right now. Really? There's so many people who can't even afford to go to college, and your privileged ass is fucking complaining? Really? Why don't you pay attention, focus on your fucking education, and then protest, and then do that kind of stuff? But oh yeah, that's right. It's not your money you're wasting, it's your parents.
I appreciate the support, y'all.
Yeah.
This is all
See that smile on that motherfucker's face? That's what he wanted. He just wanted fucking people to be like, it's okay. Rub his little belly in his back.
The district attorney of Santa Clara County has raised thousands of dollars through campaign events where he flaunts our unjustifiable prosecution and persecution.
I doubt that.
So,
I doubt that.
I don't really know anything about this guy. Felony charges for peaceful protests sounds pretty ridiculous. So I'm assuming there was like trespassing or something, like if he was in an office that he wasn't supposed to be, or occupying a building. I don't really.
Even trespassing, you're not getting felony charges. Unless like they destroyed shit, assaulted somebody, did a mixture of both. You're not getting felony charges for like just a sit-in. That's not happening.
I don't really follow the news too well, but at other universities, I think there was stuff like this going on where people were chanting open support for like Hamas terrorists or whatever. So that could probably get you a charge, and they were saying that they were being funded.
The fact that like openly being supportive of terrorist organizations and groups is not an illegal act in this country when like these people sing death to America and Americans and fucking infidels and all of that is just insane. It totally should be considering if you can get in trouble for calling someone gay or freaking just simply telling the truth, then yeah, I think someone who's supporting terrorist organizations and groups should definitely be investigated and then probably slapped with, a good little, maybe not a federal charge, maybe not even like fully a felony charge, but misdemeanor and or a little bit of jail time.
It as well by foreign
People
influences.
go, "Oh, you're a
But if
fascio."
anybody
Well,
knows,
tell
just
that to
let me
fucking
know
China.
like why this
Tell that
dude
to
got
Russia.
arrested, right? But he's a Hassan biker fan, so he probably does belong in prison. Then he introduces Hassan, and Hassan does love criminals. And
Oh,
he's,
yes.
dressed up as Chairman Mao again.
Go figure.
To our speaker for the evening, he is a streamer, he is a content creator, he is a writer, he is an
Is he a-
anti-Zionist, he is a socialist. And maybe by listening to the progressive perspective,
Neo-Nazi
he
also.
holds one perspectives that have historically been marginalized, we can have a couple answers to our big question of what is to be done. So I ask you all, with your hands, with your voices, make some noise and welcome Hasan Piker, everyone.
Oh, this is gonna be so bad. This is gonna be so bad. I can guarantee you he's gonna have some kind of statement of we need to fight against the government or some shit. But yet, what about the Iranian people who were murdered by their government? You had no comments other than it was like poetic.
It's going to be a tough speech to follow.
No, it won't.
Holy NPCs in the audience, bro. Ay, ay, ay. All those cheers. That is the sound of humanity's IQ being flushed down a drain. This is the status of the brightest universities, bro. This is why I say it. These places just aren't worth it, alright?
They just
Literally,
brainwash
they aren't
people.
teaching you too well if you end up becoming a Hasan fan. And yes, I know it doesn't represent all the students there. They have like 20K students or whatever, and this is like 300 people. Of which, there are some people in the audience who aren't even clapping. They're just like annoyed to even be there, probably dragged there by their loony friends.
Or
I
girlfriends.
can't imagine being like a sane person, surrounded by a bunch of Hasan Piker supporters, right? You gotta blend in with the zombies, right? Imagine.
Oh man, you should check out my comment section. It's so hilarious. Sit there and be like, go check out my clips. I got some new ones. Go check out the friggin' Hasan justifying grape. Go look at that one. The dude literally okays what happened at October 7th to all those innocent people.
Being like a viewer of the legendary
It's like
series.
all
And then
innocent
you're-
young people have
everybody
nothing to
around
do
you
with
says
war.
Soundbiker. Now, I don't recommend you announce yourself, right? You gotta blend in, right? Like to survive amongst the zombies and like Walking Dead, they take all the like zombie juice or like guts or whatever and put it all over their body to blend in. That's what you gotta do when you're surrounded by these ravenous fucking Hasan fans, right? Because not gonna lie, these are not rational thinkers. They'll probably assault you or something, right? So basically, here's what you gotta do. You gotta be like, yes, I do love Hasan. Yes, what a funny guy. Especially when he definitely did not shock his dad. I love that he loves One Piece. I love it too. You gotta be an Omega normie in the Hasan community, right? If the mob finds out you like the legendary series, holy shit, you're cooked. It's like dripping blood in a pool of sharks. Is that even real, by the way? I don't know. It's just an analogy I heard. So then Hasan gives this speech about American imperialism and, another 15, 20 minutes of America bad, and he tries to make a shock collar joke.
Empires are restless organisms. They must constantly renew themselves. Should an empire start leaking energy, it will die. I think, looking at the state of affairs in the Middle East, we can safely say that the American empire is more than just leaking energy. Ever since the end of the Cold War, the United States has been the shot caller in world politics. The only superpower
I guess you have experience on that then, don't you, Hasan?
left standing.
Wow, you're hilarious, Hasan. Shock collar. Get it? Because he shocked his dog, guys. Absolute comedian right
So
there.
dumb.
Absolutely nobody laughed. Except your fucking bot chat, of course. The audacity, man, to shock your dog live on camera and then brag about it all the time, meme it.
So so the funny thing is, the dude literally is streaming his freaking little Stanford thing. Why was he not recording or streaming while in freaking Cuba doing his street interviews? Like, where are his street interviews? They're not there. You can't find them anywhere at all.
One day, Kaya will
Poor
be
Kaya.
great. So then he brings up his Cuba trip. He is
Oh,
literally
God, of
never
course.
going to shut up about this.
Hell
he
no.
never seems to play the video of his hotel being lit up, though.
Or his street interviews.
The country of Cuba, where American sanctions and a trade embargo have been in place for over 6 decades. And I can tell you from what I saw, but America does have guns. America also has bombs. And it has missiles. And expensive jets. And military bases all over the globe.
Yeah, because we defend basically everybody. They ask for our dollars, our technology, our soldiers, our help. So, yeah, I mean, we can choose to do absolutely nothing for nobody, which then would, be better for America and Americans, in my opinion. If it was up to me, I would pretty much close our borders. We would still do trade, but I would focus a good portion of our GDP on our military and all of our armaments, because we need to be able to defend ourselves from our allies and our enemies who want to destroy us. Like, look at our allies who never want to be on our side when we're actually trying to do something good for other people. But then when they want our dollar to support NATO, oh, yeah, they want us in NATO, even though they don't pay their fair share. None of the NATO nations pay their fair share in NATO at all, and haven't done so for, God, what, 40, 50 years?
I believe that the American empire is a bad bargain for Americans. A lot of people might get mad at me and say, well, I'm a third worldist. As a matter of fact, it's actually pretty good in comparison to the third world, but it is. Now, it's objectively true that we do benefit in the imperial core, but our empire has a tax. Periodically, we send our own people off to other countries that die in a mission with no real strategic purpose. We have a limited and very expensive form of socialism for veterans, and even that is lackluster.
There's no fucking way this guy is talking about veterans. Bro, you are shameless.
Yeah, you literally said veterans deserve PTSD and they should die in foreign wars if they're going to go to foreign wars. You clearly don't understand that. When you become a United States serviceman, right? You sign a contract basically stating that you are going to do what you're told no matter what, or you're going to be court-martialed and removed from service. And depending on what you do, that means either prison time or dishonorable discharge. That is how it works. And if you put years and years and years and years and tore up your body and you get dishonorably discharged, that also means no retirement funds for you at all. No VA services for you at all. So you kind of got to be smart, right? You kind of got to be smart when it comes to it, especially if you were a military serviceman. That dude is a fucking hypocrite.
Didn't you literally have a clip recently about veterans?
Yep.
The recap.
Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a
Oh.
fucking IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the fuck up. Go enjoy your fucking PTSD.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's
Look at that. So nice.
You and Froggen
So nice.
never,
So
ever
understanding.
talk about veterans. Bull freaking O, hope you get PTSD.
Yep,
That's your
while
headline.
shoving food in
The
your face.
producer of your stream. Someone you consistently defend and you
The
approve
FF
of.
right there.
Absolutely shameless. It's hilarious to see Hasan pretend that he gives a shit about any soldiers at all. If he had his way, he'd probably let America lose everything, get captured, turn into like a communist regime or whatever. He's explicitly said that is his goal. He wants to elect socialist, communist everywhere and start a revolution in America, right? Which is like, bro's a traitor. Bro's a traitor. Lock him up. So
Yes,
trying
I agree.
To be relatable, talking about like healthcare costs, as if this guy has ever
Yeah.
struggled in his life.
Right.
I grew up in Turkey my whole life, and yet I sound American, I look American, I consumed American products my whole life.
So you grew up in Turkey your whole life, but yet you're an anchor baby. So like, what? Your family had you here, took your ass to Turkey. You got raised up in Turkey, and then you came back to America. Why'd you come to America? America's so bad, Hasan.
Growing up, I wanted to come here. I believed in the American dream until I got my first hospital bill, and then I was like, oh, Yikes.
Dude, since you've been here, as far as I've known, you've always worked for your family. You worked for your uncle. Your little YouTube thing that you're doing when you had that really horrible take about Hannah Montana when she was like, fuck, what, 14 or 15? Old enough to count? Old enough to mount? Like, literally, pedophile.
Hasan, for the love of God, don't act like you ever had to struggle ever.
Yeah, never.
We all remember, for rugged-sized Hasan, you were always fat and well-fed. And torturing horses. Torturing
horses.
You with your billionaire dad, multi-millionaire uncle, landlord mom, and...
Yeah, which is funny considering beginning of this, right? They were talking about billionaires. His mom and dad, net worth together, are billionaires. His mom runs like what, a whole bunch of housing and all this other kind of stuff. She sells houses and I guess is a very, very, very successful at that. And then his dad, I think, was a doctor or some shit. Either way, billionaire.
Now multi-millionaire yourself. Like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. When have you ever
And so is his
had
uncle.
to struggle with medical bills? This does not affect you at all. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Maybe you pay a bunch of money for the chemicals you're taking and the drugs you're injecting. Sure. But it's still probably a drop in the bucket, you know? When you're rinsing your body
Yeah.
dry with your streamers and merch.
It's like,
all these people
I'm not a
thank
capitalist,
you.
guys.
By the way, this
I'm a
is
communist.
supposed to be
I'm a
the
socialist.
right? Literally taking money from brokies every...
Which is funny because I had a commenter on one of my videos talking about how, like, you can be a socialist communist and still do capitalism. Dude promotes his own stuff, and at the same time, you really can't be a capitalist and a socialist at the same time. It's hypocritical. Do y'all understand what hypocrisy is? Like now, I'm starting to think y'all don't know what hypocrisy is. And I'm referring to some of my commenters because it's been freaking wild.
Single day of his life.
I love it.
Every single day he goes live and takes donations from 9 to 5 workers who earn significantly less.
People who
than
make
him.
maybe
Never
2,000 to 3,000 a
ask
month.
Hasan if he's a capitalist. He will absolutely crash out. So then he talks about people trying to cancel him. Obviously, the narcissist got to talk about himself.
There's a lot of frivolous stuff that gets attention. For example, the world economy is about to collapse, and yet for the past week or so, if you've been on Twitter or if you've gone and read the Jewish Insider publication or numerous other...
The Jewish Insider? Like, bro, really? Just
They're talking about me for some weird reason.
some weird reason? Really? Almost everything that you blame on everybody would be, oh, it was the Jews. The Jews did it. It was Israel. Israel did it. Like, your three people that you blame is Jews, Israel, and America. Like, really? What about the Iranian government that killed all their Iranian citizens? They killed over 30,000 citizens, okay? You didn't sit there and go up in arms and say or denounce or literally defame or say anything bad about the Iranian government, how bad it was for them to do that. Which gives America justification in what they did.
They're talking about my Twitch stream and which
'Cause you're an idiot.
I associate with, which is ridiculous.
I mean, this is just wonderful logic. So, because, bad things are happening in the world, oh, the economy is collapsing, everything is going...
Jews hate me.
You can't talk about Hasan. You cannot criticize anything Hasan does. I mean, in the same vein, Hasan, you talk about Asmongold. I mean, we can play this game all day. You're a popular Twitch streamer, and you influence people to do horrible things. In my opinion, you probably inspire future terrorists, so I'd say...
I would agree with
it's
that.
important to talk about you and make sure somebody corrects your lies, right? Bro,
Yes,
unironically,
exactly.
Stop, guys, stop. Let me ruin society in peace. Leave me alone. And oh my god, his glazing chat, bro. Just stop jerking him off constantly. Right, I took a random screenshot here. Why are windows behind him? What the frick? Do you think he's going to get assassinated or something? I guess they think he's Charlie Kirk, right? So they're like, protect Hasan at all costs. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, to be honest.
Hell no.
I miss my Chinese spy. Like, even the audience has these inside jokes because they know. They know.
Yep.
Muted looks like he's doing stand-up, so your own audience doesn't even listen to you. May Hasan open the eyes of the students.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
right,
That's
so Hasan
hilarious.
ended the speech in a bizarre way. He talks about America being like this beast, and you're in the belly of the beast, so wink wink, you need to do something about it?
But that makes her work even more important. The Cuban patriot Jose Marti once said of living in the United States that he had lived in the belly of the beast, and thus he knew it well. You all live in the belly of the beast. You know it well. Use the knowledge to fight it for a better world. Sound the alarm on techno-fascist danger. Stand up for the poor and the dispossessed. Free Palestine. Thank you.
What the Of course he throws Free Palestine in there. Of course he does. Hey Hasan, what have you done for poor people? Other than go to Cuba and, like, drip all your freaking $1 bills on them. Like, really. What have you done for poor people? I have not seen you do jack diddly squat for anybody other than yourself, my guy. And of course he throws Free Palestine in there. Maybe if Palestine would stop attacking Israel, maybe Israel would stop attacking Palestine. See, my whole take in it is we should be a part of it because it's two very emotional groups of people who don't understand that they are at one point in time used to be one group of people. But because they chose to have differences of opinion on how to go about their religious beliefs, they decided to start fighting. And that is how it's been since the separation of both parties of their religion. Free Palestine, my God.
Oh my god, bro. Imagine being the NPC bot
Crazy.
actually clapping for this moron. Those claps better be because he left the stage. But yeah, they really seem like complete dunces who just cheer anytime you say, America bad, guys. Oh my god, he said it. He said it again. It's time for revolution. Oh my god. No kings, take them down. I mean, that is essentially Hasan's message, right? Basically, start this revolution. We need to establish communism in the U.S., take down the system, support the terrorists who are trying to destroy the USA, literally chant it all the time. Absolutely insane. He's an op. He needs to be arrested, actually. Alright, Hasan's comment section. Hasan going to be the first person to give a speech without a soundboard. Yeah, I find it really interesting that he managed to pull this off without spamming.
Ha!
Must have been really hard. Like, he must be having withdrawals. The opening speaker was awesome. You mean the criminal? The Mao drip goes crazy. Like, this isn't
So
even,
dumb.
you're not even hiding it. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Stanford University only cares about its brand and its purse. That goes hard. So, they like invite these people over to shit talk their own university. That's funny as fuck, because they know
I love it.
at the end of the day, these
So
people are
bad.
still going to be paying them, you know?
Yes.
It's like hilarious. I'm old, over 50, and I love Hasan. My kids turned me on to this truth-telling, anti-imperialist dude, and I'm so freaking happy. Grandma, back in the coffin. You know his finger is
Anti-imperialist? Then why is he not against China? Like, why is he not against China? What the fuck?
freaking bad. I need a socialist closet clothing video. I'll just look up dictator outfits.
There you go.
I'm a recent Stanford alumni who went to this talk. This was a fantastic event. In my experience, a lot of people who attend seem mostly focused on chasing a bag, founding startups, without thinking about how the work they will end up doing impacts the world at large. Oh, you mean they're trying to fend for themselves, you know, earn a salary, take care of their future family? Wow, horrible. I can't believe they didn't think about the political and economic state of the world right now.
Right.
Unfortunately, Bay Area culture seems to encourage this mindset. It's especially important to have these discussions in such a place and at such an institution. Thank you for your hard work. Hope to have you in the area again soon. Surely this random bot account is a Stanford alum, yeah. Chairman Piker. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they hate you, and then you win. Young Piker officially on step 3 of 4 in a big way in 2026. They hate you. Yeah, well, no, they've always hated him. I don't think he ever gets to step 4, to be honest. They do the first 3, though. He's kind of been stuck on this for like a decade. Presidential candidate level intro speech, bro.
Oh, they would love that. They would love to get that dude in the fucking political office, because then he would do exactly what Ilhan Omar did, which is defraud the fucking state that she works for, allow an assload of illegal immigrants in, and then literally defraud the system with a whole bunch of other immigrants that they let in that were legalized, but then frauded the system with their freaking learning centers. Like, holy crap.
What is this delusion? Push the button, Hasan. Start organizing people outside of electoral politics to build an international mass movement. What did you mean by this? I really hope you're not talking about like actual revolution or some shit.
No, outside of electoral politics, it basically saying, hey, look, we're going to strong arm people. We're going to sit there and tell them our way is the right way or their way is the wrong way. And this is going to be the negative outcome of it all.
Moving on to Hasan talking about American imperialism.
So
Basically,
stupid.
he was doing his classic spiel of America bad. And then a chatter pointed out that Americans likely benefit from this imperialism, right? Like resources, safety, etc. Maybe it harms them too, but there are some benefits as well. So Hasan gets a teeny tiny bit mad, of course.
Western imperialism doesn't benefit those who we crush under our boot. It doesn't benefit those who are actually doing the crushing.
What about China?
And it doesn't benefit those in the imperial core.
What about Cuba?
I said Western imperialism doesn't serve the people
Venezuela.
it subjugates and destroys. It doesn't benefit the people
Iran.
carrying out the violence. And it doesn't
Palestine.
benefit people living in the imperial core. It only benefits capital. It's time to do away with empire and focus on ourselves. It's obviously inhumane and immoral, but even for the most self-interested Americans, the question remains. Each dollar spent on a bomb that hit a school overseas could have been spent building schools in my neighborhood. How does killing the children of the periphery benefit my children? Right? It does, though. There's no reason to lie. See, this is what I mean. A lot of you, I think, are, unfortunately, too autistic for your own good.
Too autistic.
And that's why I do what I do, and you do what you do. Do you see what I mean? So, like, that's the, like, what's the argument? You want to go to, like, a random guy living in West Virginia and be like, actually, you are taking advantage of imperial super profits, just so you know. I know you live in a trailer park, and you haven't gotten, like, dental work ever. There's no hospital in your neighborhood. So God forbid something horrible happens to you. You might have to get medevac by helicopter, okay? But you're actually literally eating the imperial super profits. I'm from the third world, so it's just insulting. Okay, then shut the up.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Insulting a third world person.
Then shut the up. This is my point. I'm trying to get Americans to be more restrained in terms of expansive Western empire so they don't come knocking down your door and rape your family members. But you're over here being like, no, actually, we have to be sincere about this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You once again, very obvious that dude loves grape. He loves it. I swear he really does. Makes sense seeing he went to Germany to a brothel and supposedly had sex with a 15-year-old. Hasan, just saying, makes sense too with his Miley Cyrus comment back when she was like freaking Hannah Montana and shit. That also makes a little bit more sense. But go figure, him insulting another third world person just because they have a difference of opinion.
Oh, Hasan, you can't be doing that. Hasan telling a person from the third world to shut up. Not very woke, Hasan. Not very woke.
That sounds imperialistic to me, Hasan. Huh.
That one's definitely going in the Diddy Piker folder.
Oh my
alongside
God.
Classics like I don't care what black people think.
Yep.
Thank you, Hasan. Thank you.
I don't give a fuck what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this, black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not how politics works.
Thank you for the great analysis.
So stupid.
Right, so then Hasan finds out that he's on the same side as Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, professional misogynist, and Snicko as well. And he's very confused what to think here.
You probably saw this.
Dude, I hate to say it, like, how the is it that someone like Hasan Piker
I was about to say that. He's getting it right. Hasan Piker is on the right side of this issue. I like Osmongold.
I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to feel about Myron Gaines being on my side on this issue.
You're both Muslims.
But yeah, it's just like strange that many right wingers are now being like, "Yo, Hasan is actually kind of right about this stuff. It's crazy." Yeah, man, I'm actually anti-war. Welcome to hearing an actual anti-war perspective.
He is not
Right
anti-war.
wingers think
He is not anti-war at all.
you change because they think you became anti-Semitic like them. They're completely misunderstanding it. Yeah, it's so funny that like their worldview is based on voting for Republicans and just like arriving.
And I would not call Myron a right-winger.
Conclusion about like being critical of American imperialism, but not on the basis of like death, destruction, violence, but more so because they're just arriving at that like anti-Semitically somehow.
You can't complain about death and destruction when one of the groups of people out of the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 groups of people that you defend go around the world beheading people, blowing people up, shooting people, killing people because they aren't Muslims. Oh wait, they also do it to other Muslims and other people in their ethno groups because they don't because they don't agree with them. Holy crap, Hasan, you're a hypocrite.
I don't know. I don't know what the these guys are on. Oh my God, is my speech going to be streamed tonight? /S. Yes. I don't.
Of course, he's gonna have
Maybe
that
they're
out there. He
fully
needs
aware
that
of
money.
this. I think there's amplifiers for the same propaganda most Americans fall for. Even edgelords have some self-reflection. I just thought it was interesting that
But
like
bro,
they
like,
Asmongold, where they're like, "Oh, I really like Asmongold. I still like Asmongold, but he's just like been kind of weird on this Iran stuff."
Well.
Weird
what
on
do you
this
know?
Iran
It
stuff.
seems like the anti-Semites just absolutely love you, Hasan. Now, what does that mean, right? I'm not saying correlation is causation or anything
Right?
like that, but Hasan is seemingly perplexed. He's like, somehow, Sneeko, they arrived at this conclusion that I, Hasan Piker, am anti-Semitic. How would they do
Right.
this? How did they come to that conclusion? I don't know, Hasan. I feel like they're pretty expert authorities on it, right? So I feel like they would have a pretty accurate assessment of who's an anti-Semite and who's not, considering they themselves
Exactly.
are anti-Semitic. So they have welcomed you. They're like, my brother Hasan, yes, come. You have been welcomed to our cause. Dude, how absolutely insane is it that you have people on the opposite side of politics? This isn't centrist or right wing. Okay, this isn't centrist right wing Democrats, as Hasan would put it, right?
Yeah.
These are actual
Sneako's
far
left wing,
people,
just
right?
like.
Who essentially.
So I wouldn't consider Myron right wing. I mean, he has some pro America stuff because he was a soldier and all of that. But the dude's a Muslim, and he's a Muslim strictly because it allows him to be with multiple women. The dude is like quite literally a misogynist. Okay, he believes in mistreating women, being disrespectful to women, like just being a horrible human being to women, just like fucking most Muslim men in that religion. Not all. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good Muslim men out there, but Myron and Sneeko and Hasan are definitely not a part of that group. I've watched quite a bit of stuff from Myron, and I mean, him calling out women when it comes to their whore nature and for them not to expect to, find a husband or anyone who's going to take them seriously, he's correct on that. But, like, the whole right wing thing, I wouldn't call him right wing, even with the fact that he has like American flags back there. I would say he's probably center, maybe a little bit left leaning, because most right wingers aren't gonna be okay with what Myron does when it comes to multiple wives or multiple girlfriends or anything else like that.
Disagree with Hasan on basically everything. Every left-wing policy, they completely disagree with it. They're not progressive at all. But then after seeing Hasan and how much he doesn't like a certain group of people, they're like,
Yeah.
This Hasan guy's kind of great. I kind of like him now.
Which is funny.
He really gets it in a way that other people just don't, Also, of course, the thing he's actually mad about is Asmongold. Like, come on, man.
It's always Asmongold. Come on now.
So then we have like the funniest part ever. Hasan is listening to Sneeko just trash a bunch of right wingers, right? So he's like enjoying it. He's like, this is actually going pretty well. He's saying some base things right here. And then Sneeko goes ahead and says the most unhinged shit ever right after and denies the Holocaust. And then Hasan is just dumbfounded. He immediately regrets it. This reminds me of when they played him on Iranian TV and he was like, yes, and then, no, Sneeko, no.
No! They put me with Sneeko! No! I didn't realize! No! Turn it off! Turn that shit off!
Trump just said on stage, he's saying that he likes to keep losers around him because it makes him feel better about himself. He doesn't want successful people so that he could talk about his success. How could you still support him? And you're right, the right wing is completely subverted. This is why I think it makes there's a good argument to vote for Gavin Newsom in 28. But
look at Gavin Newsom's state. You're retarded.
That it's not about right and left, it's about right and wrong. Aligning with these sort of ideologies where they can say like, oh, are you like a liberal who like loves Iran? This is how people become brainwashed and become part of a mental cult to prevent themselves from seeing the bigger picture. Almost everybody in the right wing is incorrect. Like there's no alignment I find with these people. This is the biggest issue. And to think that we have something in common because, we both talk about transgender issues or LGBT is incoherent. I don't think that there's any sort of basis in saying I'm right wing, I'm left wing, because why is it now that Hasan Piker is on the right side of this more than anybody in the right wing? We've been ideologically against him for so long on many issues, but on this he's correct. And I called him out. I said, like, look, you're calling me a Holocaust denier, even though you know they're lying about the 30,000.
Oh God.
It's like, this is what I mean. It's like, I'm not, and I will never be a denier of real events, okay?
Oh my God, absolute gold right there.
Fuck.
I'm thinking like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I actually like this guy. Wait, Sneeko is trashing Trump. Oh my God.
Surprise there.
He's trashing the right-wing freaks. This is absolutely great. Maybe he isn't so bad. Proceeds to deny the Holocaust. Like, oh my
So
fucking God,
dumb.
bro. You cannot make this shit up. Yeah, congratulations, Hasan. This is where you've ended up with, right? This is your associates now. These are your friends. This is actually who you've aligned with now, right? Your Iranian regime buddies. Both on TV together. Best friends forever. You know, I never thought I'd see the day where Hasan was so colossally regarded that he found himself agreeing with Sneeko, right?
For like a couple seconds, he's like, oh crap, he said something stupid again.
Come around the other side now. So then he talks about the true numbers of how many people died in the Iranian protests, and Hasan knows, of course, right? He was there in person. The government of Iran obviously messaged him personally, right? And that's how he knows, right? Sarcasm for any brain-dead Hasan fans that didn't get the joke. Don't slander him, bro.
It's not even because, like, oh, the Holocaust is, like, special status or anything. It's just, like, objectively stupid to look at one of the most well-documented atrocities of all time and just to deny its existence, right? Yeah, no, and then he says, oh, they're lying about Iran. You know that they're lying about the 30,000 number in Iran. Yeah,
it was more.
Difference, brother. Like,
there was more.
I understand that. Just because...
Yeah, the difference is the Iranian government killed protesters. Unarmed protesters.
Israel now, or even America now, lies about certain things in order to justify military intervention doesn't mean that, like, atrocities in the past are also...
The Iranian people talked about it. They brought it up. They're the ones who said what happened.
Fake, right? I just don't... I don't know. I don't understand it.
Thank you, Hasan, of course, for your expertise. Hasan, obviously, he knows the true numbers, right? He knows exactly how many people died. He's personally done the forensic analysis. He's done his on-the-ground journalism, went to the battlefield, examined it all with his tiny, tiny head.
I love how, like, he'll do protests here in America, but yet, why didn't he go and support the people in Iran and their protests? Like, I don't get it. That's kind of hypocritical, right? He's going to go to Cuba and sit there and say, oh, look what America did to Cuba, but yet did no street interviews, or if he did, he hasn't shown any of them.
You know, I really wonder how Hasan is so confident. I mean, maybe his buddies told him, right? Maybe they gave him a quick heads up going, you know, Hasan, you've done free work for us all this time. You've done so much propaganda for us terrorists all this time, right? So we'll just give you a heads up. We'll tell you in advance, insider info, right, about what actually happened. And then it'll really help you frame, you know? Really trustworthy, really reliable. Or maybe he got this from his favorite news source, Al Jazeera or some shit like that, right? Oh, wait, no, I finally realized. It was the 1 million tweets he read. Of course. Right, so then he talks about giving people a chance and letting people change and better themselves. And I don't really know who he's specifically talking about here, but the context seems to be Sneeko, unless I got that wrong. But, like, I don't really think that guy's salvageable, to be honest.
Yeah, do I.
A fundamental worldview that I have that I think many people misunderstand is that I believe that ideologies, no matter how dangerous, can be changed. Okay?
Maybe he's referring to himself.
Believe in rehabilitation. This is the attitude that I have consistently across the board, even if someone is a Zionist, even if someone is a Nazi.
You're so dumb.
I believe that people can change. I believe that people can better themselves. I believe that people have that capacity. Okay? If I didn't believe in that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Brother, he just denied the Holocaust. Like, I don't think he's really getting any better, dude, as the years go by. In fact, I feel like he's only getting more and more regarded. as more years go by, right? At a certain point, you gotta give up on people, right? Like, I'm all for change. I believe in the goodness. I watched a bunch of anime, you know, always believe in the good-heartedness of every individual. But sometimes people
Yeah,
are
but
so
once people show
truly
you who they
real.
are,
I mean,
don't
Sicko
ever expect that.
argues against the age of consent, right? He wants to change the age of consent. He supports child marriage, and Hasan goes, you know what? I think I like this guy. He's anti-Semitic like me, you know, you might have a point. He's learning from me. Absolutely insane, bro.
Yep.
You know, for your sake, Hasan, I do hope that people change, because then maybe you can change, right? Maybe
What'd I say?
you can get better and stop being this evil force in the world, this evil piece of shit.
Yep.
We can all dream. Phil responded, why has he got Mao drip? Looks so good in his jacket. High collars really work for him. Yeah, it's not really good. Looks good in the dictator outfit, of course.
I mean, he's getting used to it, right? He wants dictatorship to take over.
He's just as much a grifter as Hasan, to be honest. Sneeko is an intellectual now, guys. I love how Hasan's audience is also like, you know what? We actually love Sneeko now. After he literally denies like an insane atrocity.
Yeah.
Sneeko was right about one thing. I never thought I'd say that. The left-right division is thankfully worn out. We can now start talking about issues on their merits much more. This is a return of nuance. Hasan Piker viewer talking about nuance.
Right.
For those who aren't getting what Hasan is getting,
oh
I
God,
don't think anyone is. When he says that Americans are selfish, you need to talk to them. He means structuring your points or discussions around a way that puts them in the center. May not sound good to others, more effective to get them on their side. Yeah, basically hide your power level and lie to them. Be like, we love LGBT, and then say you love Hezbollah, right?
Yep. We support LGBT, but at the same time, Hezbollah.
I also like ass man mode. Sneako's another capitalist grunt grifting with his mouth to climb up. Right, that's what opened their eyes. There's no solid evidence, and it's the most well-documented event in history. They're literally children who, when presented with evidence that refutes their crazy worldview, close their eyes and go la la la. You mean like fucking Hasan fans when you show them that he shocked his dog? You mean literally you guys?
Or Hasan fans when you sit there and say he justified rape of October 7th, the murder of the people of October 7th. Freaking the fact that he's like a terrorist sympathizer and supporter. No, he's not. Really? On several of his streams, he sat there and glazed freaking the Houthi terrorists and pirates and all these people attacking ships.
Moving on to Asmongold being canceled by Twitter again. Apparently he's
Well, that's it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Make sure you guys check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90. And keep an eye out for more of the Epic series. And, you know, of course, more Pegasus, because these are bangers. Man, I don't think we're ever going to run out of stupid takes from freaking Hasan. And if we do, we already know that Sneeko will probably be like the next Hasan, but like 100 times worse, because that dude is dumb. But anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed that. Stay free, America. Love you guys. Later.